Ooh, I can't wait to get next to you. Oh, I just can't leave you alone. Boy, you got me doing things that I would never do. And I can't stop the way I'm feeling if I wanted to. I'm crazy about the way that you could.
Briana Marie, the cut crease queen, yeah. You got what you need, yeah. You know what I mean, yeah. Briana Marie, the go-to stylist, treat you like a diamond. Everything is love with Briana Marie.
What's up, guys? It's me, your girl Briana Marie, and we're back with another client video. Okay, so I be talking fast because my video be moving fast. But anyways, we're starting off with the brow gel from Benefit, and it's their clip brow gel, the one I always use on myself. I use on my clients as well. And then after it dries a little bit, I did tap it to see if it's dry. I went ahead and took my Anastasia powder and banana and put this on her brows. Now what I'm doing is just tapping her brows off. I'm going in with my brow pencil, and I did order my brow pencils, y'all, so I cannot wait till they get to me. The tracking, it just got to me today, and I'm so excited to get them this week to sell, y'all. I'm so excited. Like, my stuff is coming along. Be Fierce Beauty is coming along. I keep telling y'all, the only thing that I really have to get is the eyeshadow on the basis. So yeah, what I'm doing now is basically fill the brows in with my brow pencil towards the back area, matching her shape. One eyebrow is way bigger than the other one because this one is not purposely, but that's her brow, so it's bigger than the other one that I just filled in. So I took my brow pencil at the end, and then I took CoverGirl brow pencil in the front because it's a little bit lighter. I need to restock on a lot of stuff, y'all, and I've been using so much stuff that I'm really running out, for real. And then I lightly fill in the front, and I flick up to get those hair-like strokes. Now I took my 252 MAC brush. Y'all see how flat it is, and I am taking my Prolonged Wet Concealer in C45, and also I'm taking a little bit of Fawn Concealer from LA Girl Pro Concealers. Y'all know that stuff is like really the bomb. Like, LA Girl Pro Concealers is really bomb. It's like really a liquidy consistency, but it's also kind of thick at the same time. But I like how it gets the brows clean to me. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Real Techniques buffer brush. This is kind of like my 152 from Zoeva, but it's a Real Techniques brush. And I am cleaning up the other brow. And y'all, they are going to look so good. The only thing is the bigger one was big towards the front. So I tried my best to make them look the exact same as the other side. But I did go ahead and go over the hairs a little bit. That was a trick. For the top of my brows, I did go ahead and take my MAC brush into 12. Y'all had to swallow my skin. And I did go ahead and take that Real Technique buffer brush and cleaned up the top of the concealer on top of the brow. And then I also did the same thing as I did on the other brow. Now it is time to apply the base. I just wanted y'all to see the brows right there. I did go ahead and apply P. Louise base in the shade Rumor number 5 and also base number 2. I'm going to start using my bases, but for now I just stick to the P. Louise until I actually decide to pop my base out. You know, you gotta use up other products before you start using yours. So the first shadow that I took was out of the Beauty by Melissa palette, and that's with Plain and Makeup by Yolanda. I took this a dark shade out of there. It's a dark brown, the only dark brown in that palette, and I took this on the outer V, going right into the middle of her eyelids. I didn't do a cut crease because that's not what she wanted. I want to pop an example of the picture that she wanted, and it's one of my looks that I did for my birthday. I don't know if y'all remember it, but it was like a brown transition color, like 2 brown transition colors, and then go on the lid with a fat wing liner. I snapped on my birthday look. I didn't even do nothing that day either, so yeah. Y'all know I'm taking my favorite color, which is the color out of the Zulu palette. It's the third color. It is the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm taking a, what is this? I think it's a 518. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a 518. In my heart, I know it's a 518. from Morphe, and I'm taking that color from the Juvia's Place palette, the Zulu one, and I'm just basically buffing this on top of the first shade. Buff, girl, buff until you see that it's blended, and buff like your life depended on it. I know in that last voiceover that I just did before this one, y'all are tired of me saying but that's just because I'm thinking of what I'm gonna say next. So yeah, I did go ahead and take the first color and kind of blended that into the second one. Basically go back in with each color and blend them both together so that they can look blended. You want it to look very blended. You don't want to just stop at one color, because you can tell where both of the colors are. I did go ahead and take the base, I think that's number 2, and that Real Techniques buffer brush to buff it out, basically to give her another lid shade, or another lid, some more lid space, basically is what I'm trying to say. And I am going to take this gold shade out of Beauty by Melissa palette, times Playing and Makeup by, see, I don't even know the name, Playing Makeup by Yolanda. I believe I'll love it in the description right below so that y'all can know what I'm talking about. I packed that gold shade on the lid using a fluffy brush from Morphe, and that's all I am doing. Then I went ahead and took a color from the same palette from Beauty by Melissa, and I am going to put this on the outer V, basically like I'm doing a cut crease, closing up the edges of, or the outer edges of the look, and blending everything together. I did go ahead and take a blending brush from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. It's like a clean one, and I went ahead and took it on into the crease to kind of blend that shimmer shade into the browns, so they won't look like it's just there. I also went ahead and took some white, because in my picture it did like I have white in the outer, in the corner of my eyes. And then for this wing, y'all, I love a thick wing liner, y'all. I don't know, it's just something about it. It just makes the look pop even more, and that's what I did. It's really easy to do a wing. You just have to keep trying it. I start from the last lash line, and I go up in strokes, and then what I do is I come down and connect it to the line that I drew first on the lid. You know, it's all up to you. If you want your line thick or if you want your line small, I will draw the line on the eye first instead of drawing it on the outer part where you're gonna connect it, if that makes sense. Then I went ahead and took some mascara, and then she picked her lashes, and I'm going to pop these bad boys on. Cleaning up the under eye, I just took some makeup remover and a paper towel to clean the under eyes, because I didn't even know what my wipes was. I did kind of match the skin to see which foundation that I was going to use, and New Caledonia, she's basically the same color as me, y'all. We is the same color. If y'all can see the skin, y'all can see that we are the same color, the same complexion. So I did the same thing that I did on my face to hers. It's the same thing I use all the time. I did go ahead and prep the skin before actually applying this foundation, or before I do the foundation steps. And what I'm doing now is basically trying all the steps that I do on myself on my client. And like I said, she has the same skin color as me, so it just works out even perfect because I know exactly what to do. I use New Caledonia foundation, the soft matte from NARS, and then I went ahead and used Macao on the high points of her cheek, and then I went ahead and took ColourPop's 210 Deep foundation stick for her contour. Y'all, let me get it out. And then I also went ahead and took my Tarte Tan Deep Sand in the shade Tan Sand. Then I also used the new Lancome concealers. I don't know the number, but it will be in the description bar below. So the Lancome concealer is in the shade 435. I did go ahead and tell her to bend her hair down so that I could get directly in the middle of her nose. Why am I saying it like that? I need to see where the middle of her nose was. And that's the trick. You got to bend your head down just a little bit so you can get directly in the center of the nose. So Tan Sand from Tarte in the inner part. Then I use Lancome's Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer all over concealer in the shade 435. And then I also took deep on her forehead, and I went ahead and took 435 from Tint Idol at the bottom of her nose, and I did go ahead and use some on her forehead. I did go ahead and take my Beauty Bakery concealer in the shade Disturb the Peace to further brighten her under eye. And now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder in the shade Banana to set her under eyes and all the other areas that I use the concealer. Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry for my bonnet getting away, but call me the bonnet bandit because baby, I had to get all up in that face, and I'm telling y'all that's what I was doing. So I set the face all over the face with chai powder, and that's from Too Faced, and that's I think it's a full coverage powder, don't get me wrong. But I also went ahead and I started to bronze her face. I used my Morphe A Deep palette, and I'm taking the first two brown colors in that palette and bronzing her up, baby. That nose, I'm looking at it right now, and it's just giving me really snatched. Like, snatched as hell. Ooh. Y'all wish I could have a nose like that, huh? So I did go ahead and take my Morphe pencil in the shade Dark Room. It is a black liner, and then I just went ahead and smoked her lower lash line out with the transition that I used on her eyes. And I also forgot to mention that I did go ahead and take blush. Okay, y'all, so I'm taking my lip liners from Beach Fairs Beauty Cosmetics. These are the cubic liners, and I'm taking the dark brown from my line, and I'm lining her lips. And then I also went ahead and took a new liner as well on the outer part. It's like a lighter brown, so I have like 3 browns in my cubic liner collection, y'all. And I'm putting Honey I'm Home from Dose Up Colors as the lip gloss. I did take Dose Up Colors Sand and Supernatural liquid lipstick before I apply Honey I'm Home. Wiping the powder off, I'm getting ready to spray her down and put the highlighter on. After I put this white in the corner, I did go ahead and take my favorite, which is of now, Anastasia's loose highlighter and Honey I'm Home. No, not Honey I'm Home. What am I saying? Hollywood. Sorry. Everything will be in the description below because I'm just really just not knowing the products that I'm using. And that's it, y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on my next video.